When the Mothman Museum was in its original location in the early 2000s, myself, an employee, and my grandfather had a strange encounter. A young guy, mid-20s, wearing sunglasses, a black suit, tie, and shoes, entered the museum and began asking questions about the Point Pleasant Mothman and UFO sightings while referencing the movie The Cell. As the questions continued, I began to get more and more creeped out until I finally called for our other employee who was working in the back. The guy eventually began to wrap up his strange interrogation of us when my grandfather entered the museum. But before our visitor had left the museum, he asked if we had, quote, any complimentary tobacco products or licorice. We explained to him, no, we didn't, and he left. Once he was out of the museum, my grandfather asked if, any of us had noticed how strange his shoes were. My grandfather described them as having thick soles, 2.5 to 3 inches thick. Now, the person who sent this story in mentioned that they get all kinds of odd visitors and seen a lot of weird things, but mentioned that this experience had always stuck out to him, especially the part where he asked for the complimentary tobacco products or licorice.
That is definitely weird. And
Yeah.
I can definitely also say, I've spent a good amount of time helping out at the Mothman Museum. I've seen some very odd stuff, but nothing like that's happened. Usually it's somebody just being goofy and
Right.
not going
Yeah.
that far,
Right. I mean, you get the occasional, person that, who knows, maybe just wanting to, they're just really excited to be at the museum and they just want to kind of act the part, or something
Yeah.
like that, but still, they would still kind of have that sense of a normal person,
Yeah.
just more or less, being in role play like.
Yeah.
But when I don't know, I can kind of see what they're going for. I mean, with this person, you'd almost just get the sense of something ain't right.
Yeah. Definitely.
That's the one that sticks out like a sore thumb.
And the two odd things that stick out to me is one, the complimentary tobacco.
Yeah,
It's like they're stuck in the 50s or something.
exactly. Backer or licorice, it's like, come on now.
Yeah, nobody's offered complimentary that stuff since way before I was born, I think.
Yeah,
And the
golly.
thick sole shoes was odd too.
Yeah, I mean, why would somebody in their, you know, mid, early 20s, need that thick of soles on their shoes? Makes you
I don't
wonder.
know. Yeah.
Definitely something definitely weren't right about that.
Yeah, that whole thing just screams odd.
Definitely.
Well, we thank you for this story. We really appreciate you sending it in. It's a pretty
Absolutely.
awesome story from an awesome location.
Yeah,
Uh,
definitely.
That's a rare one, probably.
Oh, yeah.
But if you've got a story, be sure and send it in to spookyappalachia@gmail.com and we'll feature it on here. Or you can send it via snail mail, Spooky Appalachia, P.O. Box 569, Radford, Virginia 24143.
Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and tell your friends and family and
Oh, yeah,
everybody.
definitely. Definitely. And yeah, we appreciate you all watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. Don't forget, folks, stay
Stay
spooky.
spooky.